Meaningful Use Stage 2, Menu Set 4, Family Health History. The requirement of Menu Set 4 is that more than 20% of all unique patients seen by the eligible provider during the reporting period has a structured data entry for one or more first-degree relative. The objective is to ensure that providers are recording patients' family health history in their structured data. Now, at the end of the reporting period, during attestation, this will be a numerical count of unique patients. Therefore, there will be a numerator and a denominator reported. The denominator will represent all unique patients seen by the doctor within the reporting period and up until the attestation date. The numerator will represent the number of patients within that denominator set who actually do have structured data recording family health history for one of more first-degree relatives, and it must exceed 20%. Now, a few notes here. A first-degree relative means parents, siblings, or children, somebody who has a 50% DNA match. SNOMED codes must be mapped to both the relationship as well as to the ailment or the problem in order to receive appropriate credit in the numerator. Now, this is not necessarily a CMS stipulation, but it is a requirement of certification. Within Prognosis, all of your relationship codes that are first degree and all of the applicable diagnoses or problems will have these SNOMED codes mapped to them, and we will see that when we go into Prognosis. For non-contributory history, there is a general SNOMED code that you will be able to use called normal or non-contributed family history. And finally, even though the requirement is first-degree relatives, this is not a limitation. You are certainly able to obtain family history beyond first-degree relatives, but in the context of Menu Set 4, it is only looking for first-degree relatives, and they must have a SNOMED code mapped. The only exclusion available would be for providers who have no office visits during their reporting period. Now, I'm just going to toggle on into Prognosis. We have opened Donna Paulson's chart, and we are going to go into her family history. Now, the design that you're seeing right now has the problems listed on the left and the relationships on the right. There is a property in Prognosis that allows you to reverse that. I'm going to click my plus sign here in the problem list, and that is going to open up a list of the problems that are defined in my library. This list is user definable. You will notice that some of mine do have a SNOMED code already present, some do not. In order to get appropriate credit in the numerator, at least one of your problems must have a SNOMED code. So I'm just going to go ahead and choose a couple here. We'll take alcoholism, anemia, and arthritis. Now, the SNOMED codes, you'll notice, do not display on the screen. But since they were attached in your search screen, they are going to be stored in the database so that you get appropriate credit. So for the alcoholism, we're going to say that's the father and mother. And we'll go ahead and add those. For the anemia, we're going to say it's the daughter. And then for the arthritis, we will say it's the mother. And go ahead and save it. Now again, on the face sheet, you're not seeing the SNOMED codes. But since we saw them as we chose our values, they are in the database and being captured in the audit trail so that they display correctly on your Meaningful Use dashboard.